All right, it's another edition of the Stingers Up Sacramento State Football Podcast. Jason Ross here with head coach Brennan Marion. Coach, congrats. Another nice win for the Hornets, getting back over 500. What did you like most about the win against Eastern?
I said, after the game to the defense, welcome back. That's the brand of defense that we want to play. Everybody running to the ball, everybody showing up in the screen, being violent on the ball carriers. They had one of the best playmakers in the Big Sky. Number 2, he did a really good job of leading them to 3 victories back to back, and he actually, didn't finish the game for him. So we got after, one of the better players in the Big Sky who's been a problem for teams to stop. And I was proud of our defense for playing that way. And then Cal, our punter, I thought he did a really good job of flipping the field when we did have to punt in windy conditions. And changing the field. And he had been a little bit banged up, didn't practice throughout the week, and came in there and was a pro and, changed the game for us with some of his punts. And then offensively, obviously, when you can run the ball for close to 400 yards, when they know you're going to run it, I always tell our guys, we have to be good at running the ball when they know we're going to run it. Like a lot of teams just sprinkle in the run every once in a while and they hit a big one and they're like, oh, we had a big running game. But like to know that we're going to run the ball and, still be able to get +5, consistently throughout the entire game was a really good job up front.
Yeah, I do want to go back to your defense because your offense early put them in tough spots. 3 turnovers inside your own 30, but to only give up 13 points. How important to the winning part of the game was the fact that the defense barely gave up those points?
Yeah, I told our defense, I said, we just got to find a way to get back to the first 2 weeks of the season. Like, the first 2 weeks of the season, we weren't playing great on offense, but we were making no excuses on defense. We were just flying around, making plays, and really kept us in those games, And so it's really the same thing. It's like, how can you, reset, repeat, refocus, and have the same energy to relish those moments of playing great defense? And our defense was able to do that. Like, regardless of, growing up in Pittsburgh, like, the whole mentality is if you're on defense, like, don't let the other team score. Like, doesn't matter where they get the ball at, what quarter it is, what players they have. Like, you don't score. Like, you'd rather not even, like, on offense, sometimes most teams in Pittsburgh don't even try to score. Like, the offenses are terrible. Like, it's not even an offensive game, the way that I grew up. So me and Coach Patton really got along, in the hiring process when he talked about no excuses. We're going to stop them wherever they're at. We're not worried about what the offense does. It's solely about just making sure that they don't score. And so I thought our defense getting the ball in short fields did a really good job to holding them to a field goal or no points or, turning the ball over. So from that perspective, that's how we have to play defense if we want to be a special team this year.
Well, you talked about running when the other team knows you want to run. You've been doing that all season long. But what is it right now about specifically maybe Rodney Hammond that, he's hot. Over 200 yards again. He had over 100 multiple times this year. The whole running game is working, but it seems like Rodney's at another level right now.
Yeah, we hit a turning point, me and Rod, on the I got mad at him during the Mercyhurst game. Me and Rod have a personal relationship for a long time now. He's kind of from we've kind of from similar areas, and like I watched him as a freshman. Some of the older coaches that I was working with at the time didn't really want to put a freshman in the game. We had older backs that had proven that they could play, and I was really big on Rod playing as a freshman. I snuck him in there a couple of times, and he did really good against teams like Clemson and Virginia and North Carolina, and I've seen him run the ball in the ACC and be really effective as a true freshman, as an 18-year-old. And so we played Mercyhurst, and he got tackled easy, got shoestring tackled or something, and he could have had a long run. And I just snapped out on him like, man, I've seen you run against the freaking ACC. Like, you can't run against these guys. Like, come on, man. Like, you're better than that. And ever since then, he's just been on a complete tear.
Yeah.
He's just really played at a high level, and special teams. Early in the year, he's making tackles on kickoff, returning kicks for touchdowns, and he's obviously running the ball at a high level. So love the way that he's playing right now. He's doing a really good job, but he's been the most consistent guy. That's why he was voted captain by his peers, because he's never missed a day. He's been on time. He's always been a team guy. He'll do whatever it takes for the team to win. And I'm really proud of where he's at right now.
Are some of those traits you're talking about with Rodney back at Pitt, are you seeing that in Jaquel Smith.
Yeah, I mean, Jaquel, very, very special talent, the same way that I felt about Rod as a freshman. Jaquil definitely has next level ability. When you look at football players, I always say, like the guys have to keep their lights on. They have to stay healthy. Sky's the limit for him. If he, can keep his light on, stay focused and make the sacrifices it takes to be a really good player. Because he has all the traits for sure.
Yeah. Want to go back to your special teams. You mentioned the game that Cal had. It was really difficult in the elements with the wind, but also he wasn't able to hold. So that operation of extra points, now fireballs in there, that's not easy to do in those elements. How do you think you guys executed all of that?
Well, we're still all mad at Fireball because we tried to get a surprise onside there, and
it was really well done.
And illegal touching and tapped his leg before it went. So Fireball graded out mid.
Oh, okay.
We have high, just mid, or low. How you grade out? He graded out mid because he didn't execute
just grazed the shin.
Yeah, but he did a really good job of holding. Obviously, when you're throwing in there, midweek to hold, and that's not something you've done. But Fireball's a really good athlete. I mean, he's probably one of our faster guys on the team. I think if you clocked him in a 40, he'd probably run like a 4.6. I mean, he's a good athlete and played receiver in high school as well as kicker. So had all the confidence in the world in him stepping in there, catching the ball and getting it down so Grant can make the kicks.
You mentioned last week it's kind of the start of you got to win every day, you got to win every week. There's an element of pressure to that. You kind of feel like you checked the first box along this journey, or do you treat it that way?
The mindset is just the overall goal is that those that win in November get remembered. If you win in November, you get to see what December looks like, and so our guys are just focused on going 1-0 every day. I mean, like I tell you, I know it's boring, but it's just did you show up on time? Did you get to breakfast? Did you lift weights? Did you practice well? Did you go to class? Did you clean the locker room? If that's not done, then you have accountabilities for it. We'll roll you, we'll up downs, we'll run. Like we're just making sure that the things that we want done as coaches and that the leadership council, the senior players, I just told them, I mean, everybody, if you're a freshman to a senior, if you were a senior, you have to treat it like if you were a senior from the standpoint of you would want to have a great year on your last year. Mm-hmm. And if everybody has that mentality, then we'll do the right thing. Yeah. So that's what, everybody who's healthy and staying and playing and has a smile on their face, that's what they're focused on right now. It's just being 1-0 each day.
Saturday, you get Portland State. This is a team, if it's not proof that anybody can beat anybody any week, they've had a winless season until they play Cal Poly. They break through. So they've got to be feeling a little bit more confident. What do you see in the Vikings when you get ready for them?
Yeah, I think you have to take this team very seriously. I think when they played Cal Poly tried a lot of gadgets, misdirection plays, and kind of got a little goofy. And Portland State capitalized on all those things. And so Portland State is a well-coached football team. They're playing for their coach. They just put up 40 points, right? So they can score on offense. They've shown they're capable to score on offense. They were in tight games with Eastern Washington and Idaho. Eastern Washington, Idaho. Not Idaho. Sorry, Eastern Washington. I apologize.
There's so many games. They all blend
together.
Many
games. They all blend together. They were in a tight game with Eastern Washington there for a while. And really what they're trying to do, it looks like they're just playing inspired ball. I mean, against Cal Poly, they looked like they looked like, every other top tier team in the Big Sky as far as how they were playing. The running back's back healthy. I think he's a special running back. He was a freshman All-American. Number 24, he's got real juice. He can catch the ball out of the backfield. He got 4 or 5 touchdowns last week in the game. Yep. So he's a special kid. And then they have 2 quarterbacks that come in as they're young, but you can see the talent in them. They have young O-line, but same thing. I mean, they blocked Cal Poly soundly, right? And they got after them a little bit there. So we're going to have to play our A game because they're going to definitely give us their best game.
Yeah. Well, last one for you. We were talking about the Big Sky. You haven't been through all of it yet, but it's your first year here. Just what's your overall thought on the level of play throughout the conference, top to bottom?
Yeah, it reminds me a lot of the Mountain West. I mean, maybe a tick down from the skill perspective as far as the speed, but the trench play, the quarterback, the running back, the physicality of the league, the coaching, Really reminds me a lot of being in the Mountain West when I was at UNLV. Every week you have to bring it. Every week you have to have a great game plan. Guys have really good schemes, and every team plays hard. There's not any team that's just out there like, like every team is trying to give you their absolute best. So a well-coached league, definitely a tough and physical league. So you have to be prepared.
Yeah. Well, Coach, best of luck this week.
All right. Thank you.
All right, here we are with Sawyer Hays, senior offensive lineman. Does it feel like a senior? Does it feel like it's gone fast for you?
Honestly, no, it doesn't feel like senior year. It's just gone so fast that, I wouldn't have expected it to be senior year already.
Yeah.
It's just gone by in a blur.
Well, for you, you're a nice story too, because, some guys come in, play right away, and it's like, okay, I get this experience. You've really had to work your way up. In some sense, it's got to be rewarding to kind of waiting for your time and then getting the time, and now you're playing all the time. What's your journey been like at Sac State?
Yeah, for sure. So out of high school, I had never even played offensive line. Other than 4 or 5 games during COVID senior year, I was mostly D end and tight end. So coming into Sac State, I was like a fresh slate. I had to learn pretty much everything from Coach Rich, and getting thrown out there freshman year, going against real college guys. Mm-hmm. It was definitely a tough transition at first. I was 250 pounds. So I had to develop my body, develop my mindset going into college football. And I think getting thrown into scout team is one of the best things for a freshman player, especially for what I needed. I think it really helped develop me as a player and develop some mental toughness and just going against the starters every day.
Yeah. And
seeing what it took to play with those guys. So
did they switch the second you get here? They said, "All right, I know you play tight end, I know you play D line, but did you move right away to O-line?"
Yeah, right away. That was Coach Rich's plan. For me coming out of high school, he saw that I was pretty athletic and can move well for my size. So he just thought if I could put on some weight and develop me as an offensive lineman, then I can be a good fit for the offense.
Yeah. So obviously, 250 is big, but not O-line big.
No, yeah.
Is that logically? It's eat a lot more food, but also lift a lot more. Is it just calorie consumption going on?
Yeah, definitely a combination of both. I pretty much was just on a diet of eating anything that I could. And
that can be fun.
It was fun, but it was definitely a struggle at sometimes, just eating so much food. I remember with my strength coach freshman year, Coach Dietrich, I would have to send him pictures of my meals every day, and I would have to eat at least 5 meals. So I would send him pictures of 5 big meals that I would eat every day.
And what are you eating?
Just a bunch of pasta for breakfast,
just
eggs, sausage, as much as I could of everything, pretty much.
Wow. And then weights.
Yeah, weights for sure. A lot of protein shakes, everything.
But at that age,
as hard as possible.
At that age too, you're 18, 19. It's hard to put on weight too. So now, how long did it take you to really get going?
Honestly, probably going into my junior year. That's when the weight really started to stick on me. I think by the end of sophomore year, I was sitting around 280, and then going into junior year was when I really got close to that 290 mark. And it's still a struggle right now. I got to eat a lot still to keep on the weight, but I think that was really the time where my body was starting to fully develop into the offensive lineman body type.
Yeah. What have you learned and taken from your coach, K. Rich?
Pretty much everything. Obviously coming in with a fresh slate for offensive line, I've pretty much learned everything that I know about offensive line from him, and he's a great coach. So I think I learned from the best.
Yeah, with the transition, because you've been here with coaching changes.
Yeah, but
he's been kind of a solid through line. How helpful for you has that been?
Oh yeah, for sure. He's been the one constant throughout this whole process, which has been a really nice blessing to have, and. Just having Coach Rich there, as a mentor, has helped a lot, I feel like.
How about his son, Caden, who was your teammate on the O-line last year? Now he's on the staff. How has that been for you?
Yeah, all 4 years I've had him as a teammate. So it's this year having him as a coach has been pretty cool. And I think he's doing a great job for stepping up into that role. And I definitely think he's going to be a great coach in the future for wherever he goes. But playing with him, he was probably one of the smartest players I played with. So I think it fits him perfect, going into a coaching job here. And it's just been natural for him to help coach us and know how we play. So he knows what we need mentally and how we play. So he knows like how to fit our game into whatever game plan we have going in.
So for you, your background, you grew up here. You went to Christian Brothers, right?
Yeah.
Did you always want to go to Sac State, or how did this all materialize?
I just knew I wanted to play college football. And during COVID, that was like a struggle trying to find somewhere to play after high school. So I didn't really have like my mind set on going to Sac State. I just knew I wanted some D1 school to take a chance on me. And I got a call from Coach Rich just like randomly in like, I think it was like December, so pretty like a couple of weeks before the signing day, and they were offering me a spot at Sac State. So I knew I had to take the opportunity to play college football.
Has it been nice to stay local for you?
Yeah, it's been really nice. It makes it really easy for my parents to come out to all the games and just support me. So it's been great.
As far as this season has gone, you guys have just turned into this run dominant team. The stats go to the running backs and the offense, but what's the sense of pride in now 4 300-yard rushing games for you guys as an O-line? Yeah, we take a lot of pride in that, but we know the work's not done. We're trying to shoot for that rushing record at Sac State, so that's a goal. And it's our end goal, and I think we can achieve it. We just gotta keep grinding, keep working, and sticking to it. What's do you have a preference to block for running game, passing game? Like what's I don't know if easier. What do you have a preference? Because you guys are mainly running, but you do throw some. I mean, in the past, like I feel like I've been a better like pass blocker, but this year, like running the ball more, I feel like it's a lot more comfortable just like run blocking, just because we do it so much. And like when we do pass, it helps like with how good our run game's been, just to free up the passing game a little bit, and hopefully we'll get that going a little bit more. I've always wondered from a lineman's perspective. So you've got your job to do at the beginning of the play, and hopefully it's Rodney's going past you, or Cardell, or Jacoyle, whoever it is. At that point, once they're gone past you, are you just an observer? Once they're past me, I'll finish my block, and then we're running to the end zone. That's the offensive line. We're running down there to celebrate. On film, you can always see us just raising our arms up, running down the field, and just trying to get down there as fast as possible to celebrate with them. What's like a perfect is the pancake block the classic thing that you love doing, or what? I mean, what's like a really good blocking scheme for you? For me, I really like just like base blocking and like take my inside step and just shoving that guy out of the play. Or I really like outside zone too, just running as fast as I can and cutting off that guy and shoving him upfield. But yeah, it's just a lot of fun. Is there anything that gives you more issues? A quicker, faster twitch rusher, or big strong guy? For me, I'm like a faster, twitchier guy, I think, for offensive line. So definitely like a just stout, like stronger guy, especially like one-on-one. Like those guys are harder to move for sure, especially when you're one-on-one. But I think I match up well with like the faster, twitchier guys, especially because there's a lot of those type of guys in the Big Sky. So I think that helps with my body type and what traits I have. Yeah. To this point, Sawyer, what would be, I don't know, what's the best defense you think you faced this year, in your opinion? I would probably say, either South Dakota State or Montana, just because their like defensive concepts are pretty difficult to match up against. Like they do so much on defense, especially at Montana, so much movement, so many stunts that you have to really be locked into what the play is and what your job is on that play. And you have to have good eyes to see those guys moving and pick them up in the middle of the play. Yeah. How does your team this year compare to some of these other teams you've been on that have been pretty successful? Honestly, I think we have like the most talented team that I've been a part of, or one of the most talented teams. I think the biggest part has just been gelling together as a team and getting that team chemistry, because there's all these teams in the Big Sky. They've been together their whole time there. So and with like the coaching staff and everything. Sure. So I think just finding that groove as a team and finding that trust within each other has been the biggest part. So and I think we're slowly getting there, and I think it's noticeable, the improvement too. As you look back on your Hornet career, what will be some of your fondest memories, you think? Just spending time with the guys. Like, that's the best part. Yeah, going out to dinner and stuff together, hanging out at the house, watching TV. I think those are some of like the best memories, just hanging out with the guys, especially on like travel trips too, eating all those dinners together and just having fun conversations at the dinner table. I think that's the best part of football. Great experiences. Yeah. How about the rest of the year, you already mentioned the goal is to try to get the Sac State rushing record for the team. Any other targets that you guys have as I know you'd love to win out and see if you can get that postseason
Oh, yeah,
again.
for sure. Yeah, that's definitely the other big goal. We got to win out. We're taking every week to go 1-0. So we're just planning on doing the best we can, winning every game, and seeing if they give us a chance to go to the playoffs.
Yeah. All right, lastly for you, hopefully more football after this year, but you've already graduated, you've done your studies, you're still doing some other classes. What's a potential longer term for you after this?
So I did health science at Sac State, so I'm thinking about going down like an occupational therapy route, maybe doing some extra schooling after to go down that career path. And I'm also doing criminal justice right now in my second bachelor's, so possibility of maybe like police academy if no more football.
Okay, but maybe more football.
Yeah, maybe more football.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, thanks, Sawyer.
Thank you for having me.
Yep.